terminus. So any questions? Is everybody awake? Are we ready for beer? Or? Yeah, Al. Yeah.
Just want to say great presentation. You touched on a lot of challenges that we face today. One of the things that I wanted to ask you about is how to identify like unengaged records and come up with a process to just get them out of the way so we can make way for new data.
Right. So actually that previous document I showed here, 10 ways to reduce bad data in Marketo, actually one of the steps shows you how to set up like a smart list and or smart campaign, maybe better yet, because if you do purge those records out and you're using a smart campaign to purge them, it actually, while their name, first name, last name, email is removed from the results, you can still see the activity ID number, so you still have a sense of how many people that ran on even after you've removed them from the database. So it's in there. I also have a video, and I can't remember if that's out yet.
It is.
The unengaged. Have we done that one yet?
We have one similar to that one, probably similar concept.
So there's like the 10 steps, actually there's a video for each step, and we've published 5 of them, and the other 5 will be coming out over the next few weeks. So anyway, this document will definitely help you in that regard.
Ali, great presentation again. Just quickly, I know one of your points was really focusing on how an organization really needs to be diligent about purging bad records. What does RingLead do as an organization when you approach a client where there's I guess a culture of, what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe a hoarding culture, if you will?
They don't
Right.
want to delete anything.
Right.
How do we,
Right.
How do you guys
Well,
address that? What's
so keep in mind there's 2 types of deletion. There's one where you completely get rid of the record altogether, not in your CRMs, not in your marketing automation, it's gone. There's another kind where you can get rid of them out of marketing automation. So these 10 steps, there's a lot about getting rid of it, at least on the marketing automation side, but then you need to have some sort of sync filter in place, or use perhaps record type and profile permissions for the Marketo sync user to prevent Marketo seeing records that sales still wants. They want to hoard them, fine. Maybe it's got a good number, maybe not, but the email address is obviously bad. The guy's probably not at that company anymore. And in fact, one of the enrichment vendors that we're working with we're working with them to we'll be able to identify people that are no longer at a company. Not just the email address is bad, but they're not there. We know they're not there anymore. So anyway, you can at least remove them from Marketo and leave the hoarders. Now, are your hoarders also marketing people?
Sort of. I think for us at least, we see a lot of hoarding, if you want to call it that. I guess we'll use that word, from a historical perspective.
Right.
A lot of the
Right.
records that they want to hoard are
Yeah.
contact records.
So
they want to delete that.
Right.
Any sort of
Good.
contracts that may have been.
Good point. So there's in the past, depending on how many records you have in your database, how expensive your Marketo license is, and all of that, I have kept records as old as 5 quarters that I knew were not engaging with me. I tried to engage, they didn't engage. Maybe I knew they were bad. Those records, obviously, you want to exclude probably from enrichment at a minimum when you do enrich, as you're probably also maybe excluding them from communications, maybe automatically if the email invalid is true. But if you do that, so like I say, I've kept them for 5 quarters, so I could report quarter over quarter a year in the past, and then at the end of the 5th quarter, boom, then they went out. So that was actually acceptable. Everybody was comfortable with that. Again, it's a matter of what's the cost to keep bad data around. One of the things that I've done more recently where I'm getting tending to get rid of records only after maybe a few quarters rather than 5 is making sure I've got like a go-to reports that show me like, so where did all my bad data come from? What are the sources of all my unsubscribes? Because you don't want to be like just, oh, this is bad, let's get rid of it, but you have no historical perspective, you have no attribution that you can use to decide, well, that source is horrible, let's not use that source again. So definitely you want to lock down reports, save them. They obviously get mailed out of Marketo if you're using the reports out of Marketo, and just hoard those instead of the data. It's a lot cheaper. Any other questions? No, I think that's it. All right.